Funny, I was watching some of the Mecum, what do you call it, car auctions and stuff, and I want to talk about like some of these cars prices are. I think they're getting out of the price range for the average Joe. Mecum's not so bad. It's the Barrett Jackson stuff that really goes for crazy amount of money. I mean, I don't know. Some of these, and don't get me wrong, these cars aren't rare, and I'm mainly watching vets and stuff. But the like the Chargers and Challengers, the old 1969 70s, man, they're going for some big bucks. I don't even know how anybody can afford a Mopar anymore. Back in the day, you could pick up a shell of a body, for a couple of grand. Now people are wanting like 15, $20,000. Um, you know, the vet market still hasn't been hit too bad. And I don't know why. I think it's maybe because they're their own little thing. If that makes any sense, because it's a sports car slash muscle car. Especially for those C2, C3s. That's definitely more a sports car than a muscle car for sure. But like Chevelles, 66, 67 to 70 Chevelles, man, they're going for some good prices. Um, but the question is that taken away from the people that actually want to drive them and enjoy them? You know, because that's why I bought this car. It took me. I've been looking for, well, ages for a 69. I wanted anywhere from 68 to a 74 Corvette. My first Corvette was a 74, of course, but I always liked the 69 for the C3s. I always kept an eye out for some of the C2s. I like the 65 through the 67s. My favorite car is a 67, but they're just, I'm priced out. I can't. I mean, those are the most popular cars, and if you find one that needs work, it's about 40 grand, and I don't know how anybody can afford something like that. This is becoming a rich man's playground. Um, that's another reason why when I'm working on my car, you know, I'm doing all the body work myself. It's just because I can't afford somebody to come in and just, pay somebody just to do all the work for me. And it gives me something to do, and I can still drive it. Um, you know, so the average guy, car guy like me, are we being kind of replaced? So, and that's kind of my gripe with cars and coffee a lot of the times. Um, you know, uh, some of these guys have. I mean, you could just tell they just bought the car. They didn't do anything, and they just take it to show it. No, then that's fine. I don't care. But the young kid that sees, you know, something, especially like those Challengers and Chargers that are just they're going, all freshly redone. They're like $100 and something thousand dollars. Is that going to diminish these kids' dreams? That, and I see a lot of kids now, and that's why a lot of people go to, we'll say Supras and everything, and doing their own car culture there. So it's kind of a funny market. Um, I did see, was it 70? Sorry, I think it's a 78 pace car. I think it was a 78 pace car. I think 78s were the pace cars. And it had extremely low mileage, but it went for some big bucks. I personally don't get the understanding of the pace cars. I like the paint scheme and everything, but is there anything really special about them? I don't know. To each their own. But I do believe it went for like 20. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's 24,000. I think it. I could be wrong. But that seems like a lot of money. Now it was extremely low mileage. It's like I think it's like under 100 or under 1,000 miles. I mean, it's a cream puff, you know. And but like I said, that's the rich man's playground, because all they're going to do is buy it, throw it in a garage, and let it sit there, and hopefully, you'll appreciate, and maybe they'll make money off of it. I don't know. But then you got the other side, the flip side of where people actually, they take these and they go road racing with them. And I think that's freaking awesome. Now racing takes a lot of money too. I don't know how anybody, at least making my type of wage, can afford to go racing. But that's another issue. Is it's becoming a rich man's hobby. And a lot of it is one, well, there's a few reasons. Inflation. Inflation's just causing everything to go up. Everything. Car prices, parts. Just think about how much I've saved in parts before buying everything, before I could, before inflation really hit. I saved what I can't remember, 23% last time I checked, and it's probably higher now. I think just for my side pipes, they went up $400 for the headers and the pipes, themselves. I mean, that's quite a big jump, and and that's with the inserts too. But still, $400, $400 here, $400 there. It all adds up, and yeah, it's either that or you're getting Chinese parts, which is fine too. Whatever. But if you're going to get the cheap parts, they're probably going to bust on you. Fairly quickly. But yeah, the prices of everything have gone up. Just the prices of, say, the resin. That stuff's gone way up. Especially if you don't buy it from Walmart, it's almost double at the auto parts stores. They're just ripping you off. I mean, it's insane. If you just need it and you go to the parts store. So my point is, though, is like, it's getting really, really expensive, to afford an old classic car. I was lucky when I bought this car. To be honest, I shorted the market, and I made I made a good chunk of change, and that's how I was able to purchase this car. And but if it wasn't for that, because I have a family, I have 2 other cars, and everything else. Now, if I was single, didn't have a family and everything, no problem. I could afford this type of stuff. But I'm telling you, it's getting out of the reach for most people. I don't know. What do you guys think? I've sunk pretty much a ton of money into this. I'm already, let's see, with the car, probably about $55,000 into it. And that was all the money I pretty basically made off of, shorting stocks. And I got really lucky on that. I don't suggest shorting any stocks. I just got really, really lucky. And, but yeah, it's just an interesting dynamic. I think inflation's grabbed a hold of everything. And these cars are going to be, I just don't see them coming down. There are deals out there every once in a while, but what kind of car are you looking at? But if you want one that's all done and almost perfect, even in the vets, I mean, you're gonna spend $50,000-$60,000 for something that's just all perfect. It's just getting that way. At least up to the chrome bumper ones, the later ones. But I'm still seeing like 75, 76, 77s, they're going for $16,000 to $18,000, and they still need a little work around the edges. Nothing, but you can drive them and they look nice. But yeah, car inflation is just going crazy. Classic car inflation, let's put it that way. Classic car inflation, because, and I think it's just certain models. You know, I remember now when I was younger, everybody was trying to get a Model T, and they spent some serious cash, to do Model Ts. But now nobody wants Model Ts. So, and I think what we're seeing, and this is how I feel about my car. I want to retro mod it to where it drives and runs, and it can keep up with somewhat of the new cars. With the braking, handling, and the vets can. But I'll tell you what, you get another old car like a Challenger, Charger, Chevelle, whatever. Oh God, you want that thing retro modded, because those are scary as hell to drive. Because it's not scary to drive. It's just because everybody's kind of a jerk and cut you off, and does brake checks and stuff like that. So you want a car that can perform with these newer cars. Anyway, yeah, the car market is definitely going crazy. I don't know if we're going to see a recession or not, but if we see a recession, you might see some more cars coming up for sale. But the problem is the rich are staying rich. So, I don't know. Maybe I just need to become rich. If anybody wants to offer me anything, I'll work for you. Let's make me rich. All right. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm just noticing car prices, classic car prices they're crazy. So it's going to be interesting to see in the next few years what happens. All right, guys. I'll see you next time.